asked about when one is in sujood, that she was reciting various or making various adhkar and dhikr and remembering du'as in particular, and some of them were from the Quran. So in sujood she will be making dua, and the dua she will be making maybe from the Quran. So for example, by saying رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ, as we know that ayahs in Surah Baqarah, and various other ayat that come within the Quran. And she mentioned that she's also seen a hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ prohibited reciting Quran when one is in sujood. So how do we understand this issue? Well, the first thing to understand is that yes, when one is in sujood, that it's recommended that you should make dua, because the Prophet ﷺ said, أَقْرَبُ مَا يَكُونُ الْعَبْدِ, that the closest a person will be, or a slave will be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is when we are in sujood. So we should make dua as much as possible, as much as is feasible, from these du'as that are mentioned either in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, or any du'as which are mentioned in the Quran. Now the issue with this is that when you're in sujood, you shouldn't be just reciting any ayah that you want. No, the whole point of doing it is that you recite a dua. And there are du'as in the Quran. As we mentioned, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا is a dua. So you wouldn't, for example, recite another ayah, let's say for example, the ayah about wudu, about how to do wudu. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا قُمْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ. You wouldn't start reciting that because it has no relation to dua there, in that part, in that ayah. So any ayah in the Quran which is related to a dua, or which is a dua in particular, then yes, there's no problem in reciting it. The meaning of what we shouldn't do is we shouldn't just start reciting Quran, any Quran that we know. We shouldn't just, for example, just say Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad. No, rather we should restrict ourselves to those specific du'as mentioned in the Quran, or du'as that the Prophet ﷺ, he himself has specifically narrated. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.